wanted to talk a little bit about trigger foods, and these are those foods that are very tasty, that when we have them in the house, we tend to go get them. Usually it's at mindless times when we're watching TV, when we're just bored and looking for something to nibble on, or maybe we're stressed or upset about something. And we find that when we do go to these foods, it's very easy to overeat them. Ice cream, cake, cookies, junk food type things. But also, these are things that sometimes, if you're like me, if you don't have them in the house and you're craving it, and then you go and you see you don't have any, you don't particularly go out of your way to go get them. And so often it can be very helpful when you're starting a nutrition plan to identify those trigger foods, those foods you know yourself that you struggle with avoiding, and just get them out of the house and don't allow them in the house. But that only works if everybody in the household is on board. What if you have somebody who is not particularly supportive of that action, and they keep bringing those trigger foods into the house and making it really difficult for you to avoid those things? Well, one thing you could do is just say, well, I guess I can't get healthy, and so I might as well forget about it. But that's a horrible idea. So a better plan would be to say, you know what, it's not ideal. It's not the way I wish it would work, but I'm going to work with what I have. And what I can do is I can take those trigger foods and I can, ahead of time, I can set up serving sizes for myself, maybe using Ziploc bags or containers of some kind, and say, okay, you know what, I'm going to have these 100 calorie or 150 calorie portions set aside of this trigger food, knowing that when I find that I'm unable to avoid the temptation of it, that rather than going and just mindlessly grabbing handfuls or a bowl full or whatever it is, I grab that predetermined amount of that particular food, that I've set up a boundary for myself using that Ziploc bag or container. I've defined that boundary of how much I'm going to allow myself to eat, and then I go ahead and eat it. And taking that a step further, we plan for that, knowing that these things are going to be in the house 3 out of 7 days a week. I'm just not going to have any luck avoiding them, and I'm going to go ahead and eat them. So I'm going to plan for every day 100 to 150 calories of my daily eating for junk, for unexpected things at the end of the day. Just saying, okay, you know what, I'm probably going to struggle with this on some days, so I'm going to leave myself a little cushion. And then when I do eat those, I haven't gone off of my nutrition plan as far as the calories go. Ideally, I'd be eating something nutritious with a lot of vitamins and minerals and that kind of thing. But, you know, this is reality. This is real life. And we know that things just don't work out like they should all the time. And so that can be one strategy that you can use to help yourself stay on track with your nutrition plan when things around you are not lining up in an ideal way to help you stick to that plan. So really, it's the key thing here is just plan ahead, work with what you have, and understand that just because something's not the ideal situation, that you can still find some way, some creative way to make it work.